I have really been wanting to share a video showing how I have been approaching helping Bear and his family heal from the trauma they have endured with previous humans. As you know, Bear went through a horrible time of being starved, then trained with rough old school cowboy methods where he was so fearful that he just gave in and allowed the humans to lunge, saddle, and ride him. But he never ever felt safe around humans, and when we picked him up, he snorted so much. He tried to break away from the person unloading him off the trailer, and once he was in our trailer, if he even saw me from outside, he would absolutely panic and start to pace back and forth frantically, just desperately wanting to get away from the human. This sort of human-induced trauma is pretty common in wild horses, unfortunately, but the good news is that it does have a fix, and I wanted to share a little bit of my methods and philosophy behind how I help horses like this heal, just like our Sage and Miss Cinder. First, I pick a corner of their pen, sit down, breathe deeply, and focus on creating feelings of safety and comfort within my own mind by thinking of a familiar memory where I had those feelings. The horses all come over to stand near me very quickly, curious that I am not boisterous or approaching them head-on aggressively with my own intentions on the forefront of my mind, like most of the other humans they have encountered. Bear usually even comes the closest to me, stopping just a few feet from my outstretched legs. He drops his head, and his lip starts hanging very low, and he gets so very relaxed. I just sit like that with them for a while, up to 20 or 30 minutes sometimes, imagining a bubble of safety and comfort surrounding us all. That is step one. We can create feelings of safety within our own mind and body, and the horses pick them up just like they can pick up our anxiety while around them, our fear while around them, and just like how they pick up the feelings of their herd mates for safety in the wild. Because we possess the same mammalian hardware within our brains and nervous systems, we can tap into this ancient way that they use to communicate with one another, even though we are technically a different species, which is so cool. HeartMath Institute has done wonderful studies about how the heartbeats of horses and humans will entrain to one another, which means sync up, creating the feelings from one being in the other. The more intense of the two beings' feelings is what the group will entrain to. So by creating super intense feelings of safety and comfort within my own body, I can ensure that the horses around me within 10 feet will feel those feelings as well. It is fascinating and so awesome to see it work right in front of my eyes with even the most terrified horses. In time, their fear and horrible previous experiences with humans melt away, and they become nothing but curious, grateful for the positive feelings. Their mindset instead becomes more like, what are you? You are different than those other humans. They may approach at that point for touch, and we usually start by gently engaging with their muzzles, an equine handshake, so to speak. After that, they may progress to wanting some scratches, or they may not. Many of our Mustangs stay in that engagement stage, especially those with lots of prior traumatizing human contact, and that is perfectly okay with me. Sometimes, despite the best interests of the trainer, and even when the most top-notch pressure and release training methods are used, wild horses can rack up quite a lot of trauma when their stress indicators are ignored and they are pushed through whatever behavior they are showing. It is so important that for the sake of our horses, we begin to pay attention to these subtle signals and respect them. We take care to put our horses' communications first here at Nirvana. We never want any of our sanctuary residents to feel any need to be absolutely terrified of humans to the point of bolting away and fearing for their life. I focus on feelings of safety at first because I always like to ensure our horses feel safe around humans, and not just to heal their trauma, but also for their safety. Because a horse that is too terrified is a horse that will jump fences to get away from humans and possibly hurt themselves or others. There is just no need for them to feel this terror anymore once they arrive home to Nirvana. They will never again have their subtle communications via body language, facial cues, or stress indicators ignored. They will never be subjected to anything they don't wish to be a partner in, and they will never be subjected to the forceful hand of man ever again. As you can see, Bear by this point is quite content, standing very close to me, His lips are nice and dangly. His ears are loose, meaning he's relaxed. And you can't see his eyes very well under that thick forelock, but he's blinking and they look very calm and relaxed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about this video, and let me know if you'd be interested in learning more about the subtle art of equine communications through more educational content like this. Have a great day, and thank you all for your support and for making it possible for us to bring home Bear and his family forever.